Hello guys, back again. I know you've probably seen a lot of Nintendo E3 Direct videos, and it's a shame that that's all they talked about, because to me, the video is, Nintendo made today a great event. Now, being a kid, having the NES, loving the NES, I was Super Nintendo. Back in those days, Nintendo made things into big events, right? You thought you'd miss out because it's a big event about the World Championships, a big event about Super Mario Bros. 3 coming out, their systems coming out. Nintendo made things into great big events. And this is where Nintendo has the advantage over Sony and Microsoft when it comes to not doing a press conference at E3. And this is where something I hope that Sony and Microsoft learn later. And I do think, by the way, the conference at E3 is kind of honestly an outdated thing. Because you have an hour and a half or 2 hours to show everything. You don't get the time to spend the time with everything you should. And one of the things I think Nintendo did great today was they made it into an event. It wasn't news for like that Nintendo Direct. It was news leaked. They announced throughout the whole day, showing all the games, making it a big event for the people who either have a Wii U or love Nintendo, or people are interested in it. They made it a big event, and ending it with Super Smash Brothers was the awesome icing on the cake today. First of all, Nintendo's E3 Direct, I simply was thinking, I hope they don't just do the same old and let us down this year. When I mean the same old, okay, here's a new Zelda, which we did get, and it looked amazing, and it's an open world game, and I'm really excited for that game. It's been a long time since I've been incredibly excited for a Zelda game, to be honest, and that one excited me. An open world Zelda game looked really cool. But I'm just going to quickly list off the stuff they did announce at E3. And they focus basically on the Wii U. I'm going to actually go through everything from the E3 to the Treehouse. I'm just going to real quickly go through them all. And ones that they officially announced on YouTube that they did not even show today. Now, first of all, Yoshi's Woolly World, which is the one my sons want, which is basically a spiritual successor to Kirby's Epic Yarn, but on a grander scale. Looked really cool. Captain Toad and Captain Toad Treasure Traveler. Really cool that Toad's getting his own game, though they never explained why he's called Captain now. The Amiibos, which are their Skylander figures, and it's cool are going to work on multiple games. It's cool that they're even going to work on Mario Kart 8, even though they didn't announce what yet. But the figures looked awesome. Metroid figure looked really cool. Yoshi figure looked cool. They looked really cool. Don't know why they did the Wii U trainer though. Wii trainer, that was kind of the weird Amiibo. But anyway, Bayonetta 2 today, which of course they announced will come with Bayonetta 1. They both come together on the Wii U. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, a claymation-style Kirby game, which is really awesome. Mario Maker, which was by far, with the Nintendo Treehouse, really cool, that you can make levels either on their old-school Super Mario Bros., spruced-up graphic Super Mario Bros. From the NES, or Super Mario Bros. Wii U. And there were like unique features like, for example, a really skinny but tall Super Mario Brother when he becomes super, wings you could put on Piranha Pants, which weren't in the game. But Mario Maker looked really cool. Splatoon, a cool third-person shooter. Star Fox was announced, but not shown at all. They say it's not ready yet. Mario Party 10 was announced. Art Academy and Pokemon Art Academy were both shown in trailers on YouTube today. And also Mario vs. Donkey Kong for the Wii U, which was not shown, but the trailer was released on Nintendo's YouTube channel today. So Nintendo focused on the Wii U today, like they should have, like when the 3DS was not doing so well. And really made me excited. And quite honestly, when Microsoft did Sony's press conferences were good, as in the fact they showed a bunch of games. They never showed me the game to say I had to get that console. And that's what I was waiting for. Give me a reason to buy your console. Give me that game. And they did not give me that reason. Neither one of them. Even though they had some cool stuff. Really did. If you own both those systems still, there are cool games. There are interesting games. If you already own a system, you definitely would want to pick up and play. So anybody who owns those systems, hey, they got a bunch of great games to choose from. But Nintendo was the one that sold me on getting a Wii U. And yes, on one hand you could say, I have a soft spot for Nintendo. I do have one for Sony too. Me and my wife first got together, we played PlayStation 1s together and stuff. But Nintendo does have a soft spot. But I was hoping they'd come and kind of surprise me. And they did with the amount of games and different kind of games they had today. And I'm really excited. But today they made an event. So they did the E3 Direct, and once that went over, they did a not super long Treehouse live stream before they took a break, which basically showed a little more and explained a little more of the stuff they had already announced at the Nintendo Direct. And then they took a break and came back. Now, when they came back, they showed, and this is what I think was cool about the event. So they showed Captain Toad and the Treasure Traveler. They showed that game, which looks like a puzzle platform, looked really cool. Built off the Super Mario 3D World or Super Mario Galaxy, kind of in a sense, where you had to figure out how to get to the thing or get the star or make the star come out to get the star, and then you beat that level. It does have bosses. They showed a red dragon. They showed Splatitude, which looks really cool. It's interesting because it's a third-person shooter that isn't about like killing the other guys, but it's about you're a squid who's trying to you're trying to mark as much of the map as possible with ink, and whoever marks the map the most wins the match. And you can spray your ink over the other to take control of what they already sprayed. So it is really cool, creative-looking game. It could be a lot of fun. They showed Mario Maker, which looked amazingly awesome and made some really creative stuff when they did it. Of course, they had Miyamoto come out and show off the giant robot game, which he made, which unfortunately the guy playing that game did not know what he was doing and played it really badly. He made it look really bad. But when my friends are watching it, at one point, my friends at Skype were sitting there watching it together with my son next to me, and we went, you know what? Miyamoto just made a great Godzilla game without Godzilla in it. It's actually it looked more like a Rock'em Sock'em robot game. It could be really cool. Unfortunately, the guy playing it made it look bad than it really was. And then Miyamoto showed the security camera game that they did admit they originally had thought of back on the N64, but the hardware could handle it. And it kind of reminded me of Plascore in the fact that it was something unique that you never played before, and you didn't think, how was this going to be fun? But then, in the live stream, this is one of those games when you live stream, it doesn't necessarily look a lot of fun, but when you play it, it could be a fun, interesting thing, even though, who knows? Again, maybe with more showing of it and refinement, maybe that game would be awesome. Again. And he just mentioned Star Fox didn't show it, unfortunately. But Zelda on the Wii U looked amazing, Yoshi's Yarn. A lot of the games today looked awesome, made me interested in the system. Nintendo made a great event today, and then they got to the icing on the cake, and that was the Super Smash Bros. Invitational. Because the crowd was really into it, which was really cool. Like, the crowd was really into this Invitational, and from the very beginning, they all had their little things to vote for at the end of each match. Who was the fan favorite, basically, who won it, and then when they had certain battles, they'd do it, and then they'd battle the other person to see who would go on. What was really cool was the players played the game awesome. They made the game looked awesome. They limited them on the characters they could play out. Obviously they're keeping certain things secret. They still got news to leak out till it comes out. They even said so. But it was cool how much respect Nintendo had for this Invitational by having the current guy working, or the creator and the current guy making the new Smash Bros. Game come out on stage at the beginning. That showed how much Nintendo did not say this was just an event to appease people, because you know what, we're not even going to be there. He started out kicking off the event, and the tournament was awesome. They even had a celebrity tournament, which of course Zelda Williams was in, though she didn't win. But their match was really fun. They were just going like crazy fun. Characters other people had played with. Not all more other people had played with in the tournament, so it was really cool to see that. But the ending of the tournament was amazing, really was. With the two guys going to sudden death at the end, and then one guy being the other guy, like as soon as sudden death started, it was just awesome. And then to end it off, Reggie came out and gave the fan favorite their trophy, who the fans voted as their favorite, and then they gave a trophy to the winner. And so it was a really cool icing on the cake today. They made the whole day an event with announcements throughout the day, so leaking stuff out. This is the way I think, if you want to keep gamers interested and keep yourself in the news, Nintendo did that today, and it was fun to sit there in an event where news was leaking all day. Now, like, here's the E3 press conference, we're done. And then, what do you got left for the weekend, right? So, I know Nintendo's got more to announce because, again, the Japanese game show is not that far off, and they do like to announce stuff there too. But got me interested, really want a Wii U. Of course, Mario Kart 8 was also announced, by the way, that they will work with the Amiibo, but they didn't exactly explain how today. And they also announced for the Amiibo that they are making a little platform for it to work with the 3DS. So, obviously, these are going to work on multiple games on both their systems, and that's going to be a cool thing to me. Again, to wrap up Nintendo's event today, I was surprised with what they showed. I was happy with what they showed. It made me happy to be a fan of Nintendo and for the Wii U. Hoping that this shows that the Wii U can finally break out of that mold that it's been in of being a staggered, not much to play on it kind of thing. And the event was awesome to share with my son and to sit there. And he was so excited watching that Super Smash Bros. Tournament. He was so into it at the end of Kirby to win. And Kirby didn't win, but it was a lot of fun to watch. So what do you guys think about Nintendo's all-day event releasing news for all the day? Did you like it? Did you just catch the E3 Direct? What do you think of that? Again, I was really happy with what they announced today. They also did announce, not on E3, but I saw an article afterwards that they did announce that the GameCube adapter and the GameCube controller that they showed in the still that are coming out will be out in time for the Smash Bros. Game to be released. So for those people who want a new GameCube controller or want the adapter for the Wii U, that will be available then. So again, a lot of great news for Nintendo today. They leaked a lot of stuff today, put a lot of news out there, and it made it a fun event. So what do you think about today? Was it a fun event for you? I'd love to hear guys' opinions about it, in general, everything about Nintendo today. And I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I do appreciate it. And we'll get next video I have up after this tomorrow will be a pickup video. So I'll see you guys then. Later.